Hello, I don't know what's happened to my camera. Hello, I hope you can hear me. Hello, I don't know what's going on here. My camera's decided not to work. It was just working for me. It says it's unplugged. Ooh, Joanne unplugged. Oh, there we go. Unplugged. Yay! Hello, welcome. I forgot to do I forgot to put my stream on tonight to set it. I forgot. I got carried away. I was doing some other stuff. How are you all? I hope you're all doing well. Well, we've had a lockdown extension. I got another week in lockdown. So which means I can go to court on Friday. Hello, Christine. How are you? I can be there on Friday for court. And try and keep track of everything that's going on. I know everyone's going to ask me about what happened with Christo today. I have got no idea. There is no media reports on it. And I did actually tag the law firm on Twitter and they haven't responded. So I don't know whether they're not talking because it's bad or whether they're not talking because it's good. I don't know. I can't find anything about Christo's court case today. We may have to wait until tomorrow, but I've been refreshing and checking the lawyer's page and refreshing everything. So I wish I had some news for you on that today, but nothing. The only thing that I can find is an article that says that he was due to face court today. That's all I know. That's all I've got. So I hope you're doing all well. Hope you're doing all right. So it's been another crazy day online today. Katie Joy's had another Duggar day, apparently. And she's been too quiet for my liking, but I think you'll find her lawyer wants her to be quiet and to say very little. You say it best when you say nothing at all. I finished. So I had classes today and I finished the book. That's what it looks like when it's done. Look at that. I did it. Woo! And so, of course, it's been laid out. I'm thinking I might use it for social media. Don't know yet, to keep track of my social media, to see what I do, just to think about what I'm going to do with it. But I don't really know at this stage, and I'm not really happy with how it's all sitting. I'm going to have to work on a better layout, but we'll get there. So enough about me. What's going on in the world? Whose streams should I be watching? What have I missed? Because university, you know, just takes up so much time. So hard. I know, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it, Christine? It really looks amazing. Hi, Vidandra. The thing is, I finished it, and I've got 2 bags that I haven't opened, so I don't know what I've done. You know, like when you put together some furniture and then you find there's a bag of screws. So there's no gaps in there, so I don't know what I've missed. I don't know what I've missed. So yes, so got locked down for another. You didn't miss nothing drama on. Oh, yeah, there seems to be lots of drama at the moment. I you know, have enough drama. In my, I have enough drama in my life than trying to keep track with everybody else's. Maybe no, they've got letters on them. They've got F and G. But I must have. What I think I did is I couldn't find the bags when I was putting them together, and maybe I just put gemstones on them. I don't know. But I did go through all the bags I chucked out to see whether I had lost any. I hadn't. I don't know. I know nothing. I know nothing. That's how I'm taking everything at the moment. I know nothing. So nothing. That's the way I like it. I know the picture is cute, isn't it? It really is. Well, actually, and I had class today. I should not be making this admission on YouTube, but I started it last night. So when we were streaming last night, I finished off this ear, and I did the rest today in class. But we won't say that, hey. Shh. Our little secret, hey. Don't tell anybody. You told me here is shopping getting delivered. Oh, wow. Hey, Will, how are you? We're just talking about drama. What drama have I missed today? Swollen pickles. Yes, I've seen swollen pickles come up a little bit. Plan to create. Did you see my thing? I finished it. And I printed out some date covers, and I'm probably going to make it my social media tracker. I don't know yet. It's only got 30 pages on it, so I've got to try and fit 2 weeks to a page to try and make it worth anything. But yeah, there you go. Look at that. I finished it in class today. It was. I feel a bit bad, but they were talking about plans. They were just. Didn't need to listen to most of it because I'm classed as a remote student, so most of it doesn't affect me. But they were talking about planning for face-to-face. And then planning for lockdown, because we're in lockdown at the moment, and how assessments will go and how assessments will change under lockdown conditions and face-to-face conditions. And I went, oh, I don't need to listen to this. Nothing changes for me. So I just did some diamond dotting and finished it. So, yeah. Hello, Mr. Obvious. So, yes, I've got another 7 days lockdown. So we're locked down at least until next Thursday again, which is fine. Although there's lots of people wanting to go down to the country, but I'm just... So as I said before, I cannot find any update on Christo's court appearance today. Not even the lawyers tweeted anything. Last time they tweeted and said, that everything was fine. I can't find anything this time, so I don't know whether It's not fine. I don't know. I actually tagged them in a tweet and said, was there an update? But I've not been given one, so I got nothing. So, oh yeah, no, that's all right. As I said, it means that I can go to Braz's hearing I can go and see what's happening with Braz. Right. So while we're talking about court cases, Christian Porter finally filed his discontinuance. Now, for those of you that know, Christian Porter always said that he was looking forward to clearing his name. However, he hasn't really cleared his name because he said, and he's discontinued the proceedings. Charles Christian Porter, the applicant, discontinues the whole of the proceedings. Yes, that's correct. Plan to create. The court on the 30th of July 2021 granted leave to the discontinuance. So he never actually got to put his, he always said, I look forward to proving my innocence. He's actually never proven his innocence. Well, I know last year's Year 12s, I think they did moderated marks and stuff. I don't know what they're going to do this year. They've pushed back a couple of the examination times now. Yes, Little Miss Noble's TRO hearing is on Friday, and I actually found the court. The thing is, Katie Joy is so stupid. Because, she said that she lived by the Canada border. Well, I didn't actually know where she lived. I just started at the border of Canada and went through all the counties till I found it, all the court county websites. You can go and you just click on the map. And I went, okay, well, I'll try that one. Then I'll try that one. Took me 2 goes. If she didn't give her location all the time, I wouldn't have known where to look. But yes, I can confirm it is Little Miss Noble. I haven't seen anybody else's. Yeah. So, you haven't really missed much. I don't know whether you missed Todd Chrisley is, I don't know, he's liking everyone's tweets at the moment. There's somebody finding all these videos of Katie Joy slagging off or speaking badly of Lindsay, and he's retweeting them all. I know. I'm going to be called, you know what? She's going to try and take one out on me now. Like, I'm not even in the same country as her. It's funny. Yeah. Anyway, if you think that Christian Porter discontinuing his case was bad enough, the ABC is having to pay defamation costs. In fact, journalist Louise Milligan has been ordered to pay Andrew Laming $79,000 in a defamation case over some tweets that she sent. Yes, another politician, another defamation case, same journalist. The ABC has said that they're going to pay the fine for her. So essentially, us taxpayers are paying the fine of a horrible for something she said about a horrible politician, and that's fact. So it says ABC journalist Louise Milligan, and she's also got a law degree as well, has agreed to pay federal Liberal MP Andrew Laming $79,000 in a defamation case over a series of tweets she sent. Dr. Laming launched the case in May, alleging Milligan defamed him in 4 tweets sent on March 28. He alleged one tweet implied he admitted to illegally taking a photo of a woman's underwear as she bent over in Brisbane in 2019. Didn't he admit that? In April, Dr. Laming was cleared of any criminal offence relating to the photo of the woman. Today, Justice Anna Katzman ruled in favour of Dr. Laming, but told the court the matter had been settled. Milligan agreed to pay Laming $79,000 with further costs yet to be confirmed. In a statement, Dr. Laming said he was extremely pleased about the outcome of the case. My case is an example of how false allegation can quickly and widely disseminate over social media by persons who have no direct personal knowledge of what happened. That sounds like something KJ would say. Seriously, that sounds like what something KJ would say. Yes. Yeah, he did put it on Facebook. So he says, my case is an example of how false allegation can be quickly and widely disseminated over social media by persons who have no direct personal knowledge of what actually happened. The ABC was not sued, but in a statement, the broadcaster said it would pay Milligan's costs due to the particular and exceptional circumstances. So taxpayers were essentially paying for it. In March, Miss Milligan, in good faith, published several Twitter posts regarding Dr. Laming. One of those posts contained an honest error that had widely been reported by other journalists and politicians on social media and mass media. So she wasn't the only one that did it. Other politicians and other journalists did it, but he only sued her. Why? The ABC is not aware of legal proceedings in relation to statements or reporting by others. The error concerned the circumstances in which Dr. Laming took the photograph. Dr. Laming said it was regrettable so many people, including so-called investigative journalists, media personalities, and political identities, use social media to post unwarranted attacks. The ABC said Milligan deleted the tweets in June and posted a statement correcting the record. Why? This is my point. If she has admitted that she made a mistake and retracted the statement, why then is he able to sue? And why did he go after her and not everybody else? Well, I know why, because the LNP hate the ABC, but for any other reason. So ABC and Milligan have been really run through the courts so far this year. Porter and Laming. Politicians, federal politicians. And then, of course, you got good old Braz, who had his feelings hurt. So, what's your thoughts on all of that? Yes, I've just lost everybody. Where did everyone go? Yes, they have. They have pulled the videos. That's also to do with the fact that I also think that's got to do with the fact that they've got to face this Senate hearing on Friday for a Please Explain. Well, I find it very. I'm getting really tired of politicians just starting to. Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know, Rosalind. Can everyone else hear me? All right? Hello? I think it's all right, isn't it? Hello? See, and this is the thing, and it's only going to get worse if YouTube, if Ruz wins. It means that journalists won't be able to say anything without the risk of getting sued. So I don't know what's going on, and I'm getting really sick and tired of politicians wasting our money. Don't forget, we pay their wage. So we're paying for the court costs because we're paying their wage. Sometimes they do get assistance for their court fees. But then the ABC is the public broadcaster. We're paying for that too. I hate it. Oh yeah, headphones came out. I do that, Rosalind, too. Don't you worry. I do it as well. So that is what's happening in Australia at the moment. But as I said, I've got nothing on Christo. So quiet. Nobody's talking about it. I can't even find anything from his lawyer. Yes, you just heard the last bit. So what I'm saying is that the ABC, or Lamin is being paid by the ABC $79,000 because of a tweet that was retracted. I agree with you, Elizabeth. They shouldn't be able to. This culture of having hurt feelings is really horrible. Yeah, I was part of that settlement too. I'm still waiting for my money. Yeah. I was part of that settlement because it was really interesting because I actually was working at Centrelink at the time, which is even funnier. And I knew that I was right, but I just couldn't be bothered. I just couldn't be bothered fighting them, really. And you can't look up your own record or anything. And I knew I'd given them everything that they needed, but I knew that the calculations were flawed also. So there's been now here's an interesting thing. Barnaby Joyce was missing in action today. Parliament. The leader of the opposition asked the speaker where Barnaby was, why he wasn't at work when all the other politicians in quarantine were working. So I haven't seen the answer, but he did. The leader of the opposition did say that that he should have to front up to work. Oh, I got my money back, but I also got a letter to say that I was going to get some compo from the robo debt. I think I was part. I don't know. Albanese asks speaker where, because apparently he just didn't turn up. His screen was empty. His screen was empty. And yes, they're being called out, but they haven't been condemned. So this is the leader of the opposition. So Barnaby Joyce didn't show up to work today. This is Scott Morrison's deputy prime minister, and I think the deputy prime minister should have to turn up. But I don't know. I didn't see the answer.
The Prime Minister should be available during question time for members of Parliament on both sides and on the cross benches to hold him to account and ask questions. I note that he hasn't turned up, but he's on the payroll, and it is expected as a minimum that ministers will be here. The Deputy Prime Minister.
So there you go. So he hasn't turned up, but they haven't. There was nothing to say where he actually was, from what I can pick up. Can we get a refund on his pay then? Hey, Jean, how are you? Now, this is a former leader. So this is a former leader of the LNP. So the LNP are the party in government. This is a former leader. Says Albo did the right thing and just thing in calling out Christensen's reckless parliamentary rant against mask lockdowns. No surprise, government missing in action on this one, left holding its mixed and confusing messages, wanting to blame others. Did Barnaby take a sickie? I don't know. Yeah, I'm still in lockdown. It's just been extended, Jean, till next week. Yeah, so I haven't seen anything as to why he was or anything to say why he wasn't there. Oops, I've just unplugged myself again. I'm unplugged. Woohoo! Barnaby. See. I'd amend his. Well, if you don't turn up to work, you get docked. You can get docked pay. No, lockdowns are no joke, but I'm okay. You think our lockdown will go? Oh, look, I might go for another week. It might go, I reckon, at least until, I reckon we'll go at least until the end of the month, I think. That's just me. Well, we've only just gone back in. New South Wales has been in lockdown for a lot longer. They're in a lot worse condition than what we are. All right, so let's have a look at the Twitter. The Twitter was really weird, and I need to look at and I'm working on it. I'm working on church again for Sunday. That's why I forgot to put my reminder out. And I've got to do it. I'm doing a kid's story on Sunday, so I'm going to be a big kid. Anyway, yeah, only 5. Yeah, so out of the 20, there was 5 in the community, and 15 were isolated, which is good because what we want everybody isolated that are positive. So unlike New South Wales, that are having huge troubles. So here we go. Katie Joy said, "Good morning, Twitter." You know, there's something going up when she's like this. Good morning, Baltimore. Then she retweeted this, and this was from Nate the lawyer. And there's this whole thing going over about Steve McRae and all of this stuff. And he calls him, puts out this to prove he had a restraining order. But see, I don't understand it all. Then she's got this one exclusive. Josh Duggar forced Anna to move in to meet his needs. Of course. Look, I think she's sort of giddy because she believes she has an open and shut case on Friday. But I've already told you what I would be doing.
Are you guys actively trying to?
Oh, I'm not wanting to do that. Prosecutors trashed Josh Duggar. They didn't. When she says trash Josh Duggar, he has put forward his defense and they've responded to it. It's not trashing. It's like normal court procedure. But anyway, because remember, you file something, they respond. Yeah, I'm always cheeky. Then she says, today we said goodbye to the only nurse we had left. The nursing shortage is so severe due to COVID that we have had no nurse for weeks. Agencies aren't taking new patients. It's overwhelmingly hard to find good nurses. If you're experiencing this too, I see you. So they have no nurses now, which might be the other reason why she's quieter, because of the fact she's got to be mum. Then she says, Olivia Platt surprisingly answers about her marriage, having kids. The irony is not lost on me when a certain creator calls me a doxer, then consistently uses my full name on their channel and YouTube, knowing full well that I do not use my last name professionally. Keep the same energy. Boo, there is a reason no one likes you. Oh, okay. So you see, I don't know all of that stuff, Will. This is all before my time. I knew that there was a TRO. I never knew there was an RO. Okay, so never, yeah, I didn't think it became a RO. Well, thank you for the super sticker, Jean. That's great. Thank you. Oh, the mock down. I just don't want to upset the people from New South Wales. To be honest with you, because although it is their fault because they voted them in, but So then this is the other one. Well, that's all right. Well, as I said, I'm being very diplomatic. I know, and it's very rare, Mr. Obvious. It's very rare. It doesn't come out very well. I'm actually really in a good place mentally at the moment. That is also very rare. So I'm sort of, I've lost a bit of my snarkiness, and you could probably, I'm chilled at the moment. Give me a couple of weeks, because it's not my second week back at uni. Give me a couple of weeks and I'll be stressed. Cool. Thank you, Jane. Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, I have to tell you, Harrison's devastated because his birthday's in lockdown on the weekend. So he had plans and we were all going to celebrate with him, but he can't now. So he's a little bit devastated about that. But we've all put in to get him a Nintendo Switch for his birthday. So that's going to make it better. And he's at his dad's house, which is my brother's house, and he's going to give him a bit of a big party, an ISO birthday party. So anyway, so on the Katie Joy WRICB page, she's put just mainly videos, and then she's talked about the doxing, full name on the channel, Olivia Platt, and then that. So that was pretty boring. No, she doesn't have anything against Steve now. That's the whole point, Christine. This is why a lot of this has come to head, because what they had a NDA. They couldn't talk about it for 12 months. And this has all come about because it ended. And she knew that Steve was going to start talking about it. So she's had to put her narrative in beforehand. That's how all of this has come about. It's really bizarre. It's really weird. It makes no sense to me. I know. How dare they all get together, though? I haven't even seen her. Oh, so my daughter went to see the GP today. She wanted to find out, because they've said that 18 to 39-year-olds were eligible for the AstraZeneca. And she said to me, Mum, I don't know how she said, Mum, I want to go have a chat to the doctor anyway. It seems that the doctor has recommended that she waits for the Pfizer. And I said to her, that's what you do. You take your, really? His birthday's on Sunday, Jean. I'm going to see if I can get him on. I'm going to see if I can get him on sometime on Saturday. We'll do a birthday stream on Saturday. Yeah, I didn't realize that was the new one. I thought that was the old one. Just have a look. Because that was... What date? No, that was 2020. That is the 23rd of the 6th, 2020. The document that Nate, the lawyer, shared. I just looked at it. Yeah, it's 2020. So it was only signed. It was only for 20. Yeah, it was only for 12 months. All right. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, so totally clueless. That was her doctor. Well, her doctor said to her that there's not enough research being done on the effects of young people that's come out, and she's not confident in recommending it at this stage. And as I said, that's what I said to her. I said, well, if that's what your doctor says, that's what your doctor says. Because also the doctor knows what medication she's on. She just said, Mum, she just said she doesn't feel comfortable recommending me to get it. And I said, well, that's it. That's all you've got to say now, is that your doctor has recommended against it. So she said, yeah, so she's been recommended to wait for the Pfizer or the Moderna. But then, but my response to all the young people is go speak to your GP. Make sure you speak to them. So this is what she got. Josh Duggar got roasted by the feds in their response to his motion to compel. Yes, you always roast the person. So remember, he filed a motion to compel. They're going to roast him because you always have to make your side out to be good and the other side to be bad. That is law. It's not about roasting. Oh, really? What for? On Twitter or on Instagram? Oh, I got no idea. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So it says, in response, they released the search warrant that was obtained to seize Josh's electronics. The warrant goes into how they found Josh, the content that alerted them that he'd downloaded CSAM, and the methods they took to track him down. We'll go over this later today. The warrants had previously been sealed. Now, interestingly, people that watched that video said it was horrible. But yesterday she said that there was a mention in the warrant about Ralph or Randy or Rudy or something, and now she's not talking about him again. So I don't know what's happening. Told us. Oh. Okay. Oh, I sometimes don't check my follows. Hang on. I sometimes do. Well, if you request me again, I'll be fine. I'll do it. A source told us exclusively that Anna Duggar is staying with Josh Duggar at the Guardian's home at Josh's direction. According to the source, Josh, who follows the IBLP, is the authority of the family, and what he says goes. If he wants Anna there, she has to be there, no questions asked. Additionally, the source alleges that Jim, Bob, and Michelle are supporting Josh's demand for his wife to be there, and they're taking care of the kids for her. The kids are living at the big house, is the quote from the source. Additionally, they state that Anna is not allowed to say no to Josh no matter what. Therefore, the source alleges that Josh's selfish need not to be alone and have access to his wife overrules her being there for the kids. Video coming soon. So, this source business. That's right. Jean, that was her other issue, the doctor's other issue. But as I said to her, your doctor knows, and I'm Now, here she is. As I said, what happens if it's discovered that it was this Randy that did it and Josh is innocent? I threw this out last night. Is she going to actually apologize and retract? Because she says, maybe Josh Duggar isn't that smart. He didn't use a VPN or try to hide his IP address while he was downloading and sharing CSAM, according to the search warrant by HSI. Then someone says, I've just seen someone reporting that Jana is getting married this weekend, and she goes, not verified. She can't, it's not verified. But as I said, what if it was this Randy? Cool. That's good, Laura. I'm glad that's, yeah. But as I said, I'm not, I'm just happy that she went to see her doctor, that's all. But anyway, I'm not, yeah. But she's, yeah, she's 21. She doesn't go out very much. She's home. But anyway. So you're marrying her on the weekend, are you, Will? That if you marry her on the weekend, that would really, well, see, Christine, I'm the same. Yeah, just to annoy her. That would be horrible. Could you imagine if she got something wrong? That would be funny, actually. Yeah. So anyway. Did all the Australians do their census last night? Their census. Apparently, George Christensen's Facebook video got removed from Facebook. His speech from Parliament yesterday got removed from Facebook. So that was good. But again, here's my thing. Who deems what is false news and what is fake news? Oh, and that's a shame, Will. I was hoping to fly over in my private jet. I was going to try and get an exemption. I was going to go and say I was going to preach with Brian Houston. That was a low blow. Sorry. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh dear. No, that's all right. No one's getting upset. Jane, that's all right. It's fine. We just have all different opinions and different thoughts, and that's fine. That's what makes the world go round. It's great. I know. I want to see the wedding photos too. I do too. So what's that? Someone posted that if Florida was a country, the US wouldn't let Florida. Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I figured if he could get out, if Brian Houston could get out the country, I could get out the country. So it says Facebook removes George Christensen's anti-lockdown speech for breaching COVID misinformation policy. So he So they've removed it because of the claims are disputed by Australian health authorities. In the wake of the remarks, his Nationals colleague, Senator Matt Canavan, further stoked controversy by Wednesday by claiming he was 100% sure that the Chinese Communist Party covered up COVID-19. But here's the thing. I want to know, these are all the... Oh, okay. Well, let Harrison be the best man. He's good at organising bucks parties. So, so he's saying the decision came on his Facebook page that speech calling for freedom was censored on Facebook, although it's still on YouTube. Christensen said he was a believer in vaccination and defended his comments by arguing there was a point where we would have to live with the virus. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I think it's everybody's right to choose whether they want to vaccinate or not. The Doherty Institute has found that lockdowns will still be required to control the virus until the vaccination rate hits 70% of the adult population. Once the coverage reaches 70 and 80%, the severe infections is reduced, but under an uncontrolled outbreak scenario, between 1,300 to 2,000 people would still die from 10,000 to 2,000 severe infections in 6 months. So here's a question for you. How much of the percentage, what is the percentage of Australians vaccinated at this point in time? So if 70 to 80% is the goal, how many are vaccinated? And I'm not talking about first or second. I'm talking either. And the other thing is, I want to know why hasn't I want to know why Barnaby hasn't called them out. They're his party. All right. Well, let's have a look. I think you're all dreaming. All right. So let's have a look at each state. So 18.9% fully vaccinated. 22.9 16 pluses fully vaccinated. 35 out of 38 ranked in the OECD. So these are the active cases. So these are the active cases here. Is the total using the Australian population. 16 plus is using the population age 16 and over. So this is 18.9% of this is adult population. This is when you add the 16 pluses in. So they've said 70 to 80% of the adult population, and we're only at 18%. So here it is. They reckon 80% will be done by December 8, 70% by November. We are sitting here. Yes. So 70% of the 16 plus population by November 17. 80% of the 16% population. So ACT has got 27% of the 16 plus fully vaccinated. It's going to take them 93 days to get them to the 70% and 115 days to get them to 80%. New South Wales, 23%. It's It's going to take them 86 days. So they potentially have another 86 days in lockdown, by the way. That's to November, and 104 days to get to 80%. Northern Territory, I've got 96 days and 119 days. Queensland, 107 days to 130 days. South Australia, between 109 days and 132 days. Tasmania, 81 to 101 days. Victoria, between 103 to 125 days. So potentially, we're going to continue to be in lockdown anywhere, in and out of lockdown, anywhere but up until December. So remember, they want 80%. So 23rd of the 11th for New South Wales, possibly. And again, WA between 106 and 127 days to fully vaccinate. Yeah, so Katie Joy's going to court on Friday for, she took out a couple of harassment orders, and she took out a harassment order on Little Miss Noble, and Little Noble is the vaccinations in the last 30 days. The blue is the national and the red is the state. See who gets all that. You can see we've got all the vaccines, can't you? Oh dear. Sometimes there's a shortfall because you've got, you can see there's spikes where there's been outbreaks, like Western Australia and South Australia, Victoria. It's funny how New South Wales seems to have had the most, but they've all been begging for vaccinations. So now we can see how it goes against other countries. So you've got United States up here, United Kingdom, Japan, European Union. We're right on par with South Korea at the moment. South Korea has just had another severe outbreak as well. They're struggling as well. Then we've got Australia down the bottom, European Union, Japan, South Korea, United Kingdom, United States. Per 100 people to date in each country. So it looks like United Kingdom's on top there. Now we get to the OECD countries. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom. Oh no, we're not last. Oh, look, we're not last anymore. 18.52%. So there you go. You're winning something. So these are the daily new cases in Australia at the moment. New South Wales has had something like 300 and something today. Then, so this was Victoria. This was Victoria's outbreak last year. This is New South Wales now. Then we've got all the cases in by each state. Yeah, so this is a really good map. Yeah, South Korea is double Australia, but South Korea is struggling. As I said the other day, China is struggling. They're winning on cases and deaths too. Well, South Korea has just, what have they got here? Just trying to find. So South Korea's just, they've had their update. I've just pulled up their updates. 2,219 new cases and 1 new death. That's today. Yesterday they had 1,539 and 9 deaths. So they're having a big battle at the moment. right. It's fine. You don't need to apologize for anything, Jean. So yeah, so South Korea is struggling at the moment. So, but they seem to have, they've had a little bit of a, so their cases have been going up the wrong way. And yeah, so that's what that South Korea. Look at those stats. This is the world. Switzerland. See, you can see all that. You can see all the cases. I believe Fiji, 2,000 cases in Switzerland. Zambia have had 512 cases and 10 deaths. Nepal, over 2,500. Iran, 42,000 new cases and 536 new deaths. Why don't we ever hear about all of these? 20,000 new cases and 211 deaths in Malaysia. 30,000 new cases and 1,500 deaths in Indonesia. 10,000 new cases and 14 deaths in Japan. 21,000 new cases and 799 new deaths in Russia. 12,000 cases, 154 deaths in the Philippines. This is horrifying. And we have politicians, we've got people who are arguing over the fact that we have 20 cases and, you know, we should be allowed to spread it so we get, you know, should let the virus run free. No, I don't want the virus to run free. I don't want to have this type of stuff. Israel, 3,834 new cases and 9 new deaths. Ukraine, 25 new deaths, 1,100 cases. New Zealand, 2 new cases. 19,555 new cases and 541 new deaths in Mexico. Thailand, 207 deaths. 365 new cases and 2 new deaths in Australia, which I knew about. 20 of those are from Victoria, I think. 111 new cases in China. So, you know, it puts things into perspective, really. Some of these, no, they're just new cases short order cook for today, for the 11th. So it's the updates around the world for August 11 of cases around the world. And then they've got the source there. But I know, and a lot of these cases, from what I've been able to work out, is the Delta. Where was UK? I didn't see the UK. Singapore's got 63. Singapore actually decided to live with the virus, but they've started putting restrictions in again. Where was the UK? 146 deaths yesterday. That is just horrifying. So anyway, we were looking at South Korea and then we got distracted because South Korea is struggling at the moment too. Oh, deaths report. Oh, last 28 days. Oh, okay. That's all. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better then. Oh, dear. Now, I'm just going to see if I can find. Oh, of course. apparently we have got, oh, here we go. So, I'd already had it up. Oh, sorry, I forgot that I had my Twitter up. I was showing you my Twitter. Have a look at this. Mounted police chasing anti-lockdown protesters after an abysmal turnout. There's hardly anyone turn up. So, unfortunately, our police have to deal with idiots. Oh, there you go. 5 of them, 6 of them. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's nearly 1 horse for each protester. I don't have any sympathy for those stupid protesters. They do realise that they're being counterproductive, because if they get COVID, they're going to be sicker than for 14 days. Poor little horsies having to be out in the rain, though. Poor little. Oh yes, here we go. Yeah, this person has. So Katie Joy's been talking about what great friend Katie has been to Lindsay. Let me just show you. She says, oh, let's go with the first one. She tagged Todd Chrisley. Well, that's right. That's true. 5 people can share a cell. Yeah, they can keep warm, hey? Anyway, this says, Dear Mr. Todd Chrisley, Merry Christmas in August, straight from the horse's mouth from Piggy. All right, this is evidence. So remember how she says she doesn't talk about, she said on Twitter the other day, I don't talk about Lindsay and I don't get any information from her. Well, watch this. This is straight from the horse's mouth. We're talking about horses.
I have so many things in the fire right now, and I spent all day actually talking to Lindsay Chrisley, and I have so much right now because I need to sort through all of the things that Lindsay and I talked about today and figure out how to deliver this to you, because I feel like I've learned so much about Todd Lee, and I just need to sort through how I'm going to deliver all of this to you in a way that is respectful to the relationship I've now established with Lindsay. But I just want to say that I'm impressed every single day that my reach on YouTube can get to people that matter, because Lindsay actually reached out to me after someone connected to her shared my coverage of her on my YouTube channel and on my Pathfields blog, and she said that she was like really grateful, and so we chatted almost all afternoon. And she's a really, really, really sweet person. I just need to figure out how to deliver the story to you.
So that was that one. Okay. Then it says 1 week earlier than the other video, guess what KJ had to say about Lindsay? I had no idea that that's the annoying human being on the podcast with Kale Lowry. She changed her tune once she started to get dirt.
Todd Chrisley, and I did the annoying.
Yeah.
So you guys, can I admit something? I had known that Lindsay Chrisley was related to Todd Chrisley, and I didn't realize that's the annoying human being that's on the podcast with Kale Lowry.
There you go. So changed her tune as soon as she started to get dirt on it. So yeah, Pork Chop has been delivering the goods, definitely. So just another ex-KJ sub discarded like yesterday's dinner. Another troll, hacker, stalker, abuser. Pork chops are good. No, that's not why she's going. No, this is a totally different matter. So Todd Chrisley's saying that she can Todd Chrisley says he's going to sue her. She's going to court on Friday because she took out a restraining order against Little Miss Noble. But Little Miss Noble is defending it. So that's what she's going to court. She apparently is taking her mountains of evidence where she can't lose. She's already said that it's impossible for her to lose. She's taking her mountains of evidence. What is really interesting, this is the judge, okay? So this is the judge, Judge Stephen M. Halsey. Now, what's really interesting about this, his current term expires in January 2023, but his mandatory retirement is in December 2021. He's getting close to retirement. He's getting close to retirement. So he's going to go, Well, there's a few questions that I would be asking. I would be asking, why didn't you block? Why did you respond in? And if the person lives in another state, why they can't turn up to your house if they don't live near your house? Like, how do you think the judge, because she's going to have to do the whole NAT, she's going to have to explain to the judge the whole NAT thing, how it all fits together, and I can't even work out. I can't even work out how it all goes. I can't explain, because I've got no idea how it all fits. Look, he has been doing a public affairs cable TV program. And he submitted over 250 issues for the court. He also has a blog. And but can you imagine though, if he's asking her questions and she'll go, but you're not seeing it. You're just not seeing it. You're not looking properly. You're not looking properly. Oh, is it me again? I always just blame my wonderful broadband. My connection's gone yellow. So it could be me. Yeah, it's me. Hello. No, I'm breaking up. Don't go breaking my heart. I wouldn't if I tried. Oh, honey, if I get restless, baby, I'm not that kind. Ooh, ooh. Nobody knows it. But do you remember when she was explaining what was going on one day? When she was talking to her subs and they weren't getting it, and she got really angry at them because they wouldn't. When her subs weren't getting it, and she goes, "You're not paying attention. You're not listening to me." They say that breaking up is hard to do. Now I know I know that it's true. Don't say that this is the end. Instead of breaking up, I wish that we were making up again. She's going to have to. She's going to have to. She's going to have to notice all of that. The poor guy is probably thinking it will be over in an hour. It's going to take her 4 hours to get through her story. Oh, I'd so love to be a fly on the wall. I really do. I really wish I could be a fly on the wall. Oh. Well, and so maybe he will ask. It must be virtual. Maybe he's going to ask to retire before December. So he's due to retire in December. He may need to take early retirement. Well, if the judge can work it out, he's smarter than most of us because I can't work it out. I can't. I think the float. I can't work it. Could you just imagine? So she'll take all up until lunchtime, and then Norma Snowball will say her bit, and then he's going to need KJ to face. Oh, of course, yeah. He's going to need a week off to sort it all out. Well, the thing is, I'm hoping her lawyer's going to do all the talking, but I don't know how. But if the lawyer doesn't get a grasp on it, she's not going to be very happy if the lawyer doesn't get it. Well, maybe we will finally find out what's going on. A week off. Yeah, he's actually going to go into early retirement. He'll need early retirement. All I can say is no wonder her lawyer's going to have to work for the money. And she'll keep interrupting him and saying, no, that's not right. Bore everybody. Yeah, but she won't be able to do, I don't know that she'll be able to do any talk, but she won't be able to do the talking, will she? The lawyer will have to do the talking. Or will she be one of those that keep bumping the judge, my rent. So we'll get the headline that the judge was bored to death. Oh, dear me. Yeah, I don't know what she's going to do. I just don't know. He'll go on benefits after the case. Oh, that's funny. Oh, dear. It's not funny, but it's funny. Well, see, she was supposed to have jury duty and said that she was going to get out of it because of her son. And that's what I'm saying. If it's a face-to-face court, she couldn't do jury duty, but she's happy to go to court because of the harassment order. Isn't that a bit hypocritical? And they don't have nurses now. Well, do we need to contact people in the media about this? Do we need to get a media presence outside? Because one of a famous influencer is going to court. Yes, I was very that was sarcastic. Well, she has no nurses now. She said they don't have nurses. You love a bit of sarcasm. No, I haven't had anything about Chris Chan's troll. So anyway, it's definitely going to be interesting. So that's, oh, the internet found the girl. Wow. So it'll be Saturday for those of us in Australia. So it's going to be a very interesting Saturday for us, I think. I'll be definitely paying attention. Yeah? Apparently Katie Joy got selected. She got picked for jury duty, she says. And she was asking whether using her son's illnesses would get her out of jury duty. Maybe the girl in the coffee cup will be in the lawsuit. I don't know. But she won't be very happy that I found out the courthouse and everything. And I looked up the court. Oh dear. Oh, I'm new here. What's the case? Well, what are you here for? What case would you like to know about? I have not heard anything about Christo. Friendly Geordies is on Friday. And Katie Joy is in court on Friday. That's all I know. Well, she's been very reserved even on that because I think you'll find she's been told she's got to behave herself. We have all the cases here. Well, unless you're talking about COVID, then you've got to go to New South Wales because they have all the cases there. Jordan Shanks and Barilaro, yep, they go to court on Friday. Google has responded. Let me pull it up. Google have appointed their lawyer. I'll just pull it up and we'll have a look at everything. No, it's a good time to do that because Google have appointed their lawyers and they will be there on Friday as well. So we'll get to see Google's lawyers. Woo! They've booked a big international firm. Okay, so here we go. No. So there was the case hearing at the 23rd of July, which was an interlocutory hearing. Now at 9:30 on Friday, Justice Reyes is going to give the judgment for that. And then there is a case management hearing, so it's going to have the judgment, then the case management hearing. Now, the reason why is because, a long time, Riley. Well, it really depends on Friday. So we've got here legal representative respondent Amherst Australia is the Google lawyer. It is a multinational law firm that has offices all over the world. Amherst. So their lawyers have responded, and if we look at the documents filed, they have listed their address of service. So from my understanding, there's two matters here. There is Google and Barilaro and Shanks and Barilaro. Now, even if, for example, Shanks loses this first round, then it's still against Google. So that's my understanding. I could be wrong because I'm not a lawyer. But because he's suing two respondents, they can be dealt with separately or together. So remember, Shanks is asking for a jury trial. Google would have to agree to that. Now, I am making an assumption, wondering, going, you're talking about Katie Joy. Yeah, Katie Joy, I don't know. I would assume it's going to be a Zoom call, seeing that she's all about COVID and not leaving the house. She reckons she hasn't left the house since March. I believe he is, but I don't think he's. Let's have a look. I'm just going to pull up the firm. I think they use lawyers. I think he was working with Google on a case. I don't know whether he's one of their big for, like, I don't know where he fits in the scheme of things. So this is Amherst in Australia. So this is them. This is the company. They specialize in complex multinational. So extensive business experience, deep knowledge of Australian major industry sectors, 5 offices nationally. So let's look at their locations. So they're all over the world, essentially. So there you go. Look at that. Just, where's that? We've got an office in LA. Didn't you say that? Isn't that, no? Is that where? Isn't that where Salts is? LA. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, they're using a big firm. So I'm assuming that this is Google's lawyers, and they've just put in their firm. So this is what they do. Google worth is bigger than Australian. I reckon so. That's why I think Bruz is. Will I be? Yes, because it will be on Teams. I'm assuming they're going to do it on Teams. I'll know tomorrow. And you actually have to contact the court to get permission to get the Teams access. So yes, I will be there. I'll be there for you. And then after the day's proceedings, I will do a video to round it up, and then we wait for the media. So that is everything that's been filed at the moment. But everyone's lawyers are now lined up. So the first thing we do is we get the judgment as to the interlocutory hearing. And then they go into case management as to how it's going to be played out after that. Because if he rejects the defense, they've got to, I mean, then they have to decide whether they're going to appeal the decision. So there's still lots at stake. It can drag on for ages. My whole thing is that the deputy premier has a state that is in crisis at the moment. Him suing for defamation should be his lowest priority at the moment. He should have actually filed a document asking for a postponement until after the crisis had been abated. That is what I'm thinking. That is what I believe he should have done, because I think it's very highly offensive to the people of New South Wales that he is even talking about defamation matters with a lawyer while the state has 300 COVID cases to deal with, and a state that is currently just rolling is locking down there's more of the state going down into lockdown every day. There was more areas today that were locked down. And I think it reflects poorly on him, in my opinion. Is it any different to the Prime Minister being in Hawaii when the state was burning? No. When the country was burning. So these are the new areas that are in lockdown that Barilaro is talking about. So it's spreading. And so they've got more of the country going down, more of the regional areas. And yet he's focusing on his defamation about it because he's got hurt feelings. So anyway. You don't think he's got any redeeming qualities? I'm assuming and totally clueless you wouldn't vote for him. I don't, but the thing is, I don't know what the opposition's like for that area. In my opinion, allegedly. Yes, he says that. Oh, sorry, New South Wales isn't in lockdown. They've got stay-at-home orders. Do I think Barilaro will resign if he loses the case? I think he should. In fact, why would you go to Hawaii when you live in Australia? I don't know. But the Prime Minister went to Hawaii and was there while the country was suffering from bushfires, and only left his family in Hawaii and came home. Because there was public pressure for him to come home, and then told us how he gave up his holiday to come home. And he doesn't hold a hose. You'd rather vote for Boris. You'd rather vote for Boris. That's right. He's Barnaby's brother, isn't he? We've linked him and the Deputy Prime Minister together, Barnaby and Boris. Well, if this lawsuit doesn't get him, ICAC might. ICAC might, because the latest scandal that Gladys is in with the $5.5 million thing to her then boyfriend, he's up to his elbows in poo as well. So Gladys and Boris, Gladys and Braz may both be out of a job. ICAC might get them. Oh, did he? He went. Yeah, but he's a state senator. He's not it'd be like the president. It'd be like the president of the United States going while the whole country was on fire. If they if they deem that there is corruption, they can recommend for charges to be laid, I think. Because if they're corrupt, they can't hold, if they're deemed to be corrupt, they can't hold their place in Parliament. The ICAC, it's Anti-Corruption Commission. What's it mean? Independent Commission Against Corruption Act. So it deals with corruption. So it looks at corrupt conduct, and they're being kept very busy in New South Wales. I think Riley asks, do I think ICAC will get Gladys? Well, I still cannot believe that you can have a relationship with somebody and they can be getting funding for their pet projects and you denying that you didn't know they were corrupt. I'm sorry. I find that very hard to believe. So that just doesn't wash with me. They probably are. Well, the thing is, Gladys may throw him under a bus. I mean, we know that they like to throw people under a bus. we know people that like to throw people under a bus. She'll probably put all the blame onto him and get rid of him. Because she will protect her job. She'll do everything that she can to protect her job. But is there anyone in New South Wales that is worthy? Because, I mean, let's face it, the opposition in New South Wales is not the greatest. In fact, I think in most states, the oppositions are pretty useless at this point in time. I am with 100% on Gladys not knowing. Because if someone kept wanting me to fund all these projects, I'd be asking questions. I'd be going, this guy doesn't want me for my body. He wants me for the state's money. Like, you know. Lead my people. Lead your people and their koalas. Koalas can't be kept as pets, though. So, yeah, what Ralph said. What did Ralph say? I mean, there's people calling for Gladys to resign now. But as I said, I just think it's very selfish of Bruz to be thinking of himself with the defamation case at the moment. And I think his lawyer's words about it's only corruption, you know, it's not really corruption because he was looking after his state. Yeah. You can't keep koalas as pets, Will. They're wild animals. Have you seen their claws? They'll rip your face off. Oh. I wouldn't mess with them. I would not mess with a koala. Well, that's what I want to say. But koalas are okay most of the time, but They get aggressive at times. They bite and they have sharp claws. The Australian koala. Oh, I was thinking that the kangaroo party, because can't get much worse than that, eh? The kangaroo party. Oh, dear. What are kangaroo courts in Australia called? They're called kangaroo courts. So kangaroo courts is a slang term. A kangaroo court is a jumped-up court that is typically convened ad hoc, ignores recognised standards of law or justice, or carries no or official status. So it comes from the notion of justice proceeding by leaps like a kangaroo. In other words, jumping over evidence that would be in favour of the defendant. That's what they call kangaroo courts. Apparently, the first kangaroo court originated in the United States at the time of the 1849 California Gold Rush. And the word saw its earliest use in southwestern USA. Well, there you go. So, or else a kangaroo court is an unauthorised mock court or legal proceeding. So essentially our parliament's like a kangaroo court. Your koalas aren't bears. Oh, no, really? You hit the wrong button. All right, let me... There'll be a link coming up in a minute. Jean? I hope. There you go. If you click on that. So cool. So that's what's happening. So Katie Joy would run a kangaroo court. Nate the lawyer is arguing over TROs. Look at this. This is so sad. The cult still wants you to believe that there was no restraining order. A supporter of Steve the harasser, a 50-year-old being stopped by a judge from harassing a woman and her child. Temporary cars are cars. Temporary houses are houses. Temporary restraining orders are restraining orders. Simple. So he's saying that a temporary restraining order is still a restraining order. Well, technically, yes, but it's only for a temporary amount of time. Oh, so a TRO is a temporary restraining order. So he's saying a temporary restraining order is still a restraining order. Yes, it is. The restraining order is a long time. Cool. I don't know what harassment of the child. It was a restraining order he was on temporarily. Yes, but he's not getting it. Maybe she's. It's funny though. Again, somebody else that doesn't like Steve, and it's funny how they're just focusing on one part of it. Anyway, I think on that note, I'm going to call it a night. It'd be great if KJ got Rakita Law, but he'd never take it. He does not think very highly of her. He has no time for her. And he actually only lives about, someone told me he lives about half an hour away from her. He probably is the closest person that is to her from the internet. So wonder she hasn't said that he's stalking her. Yeah, he doesn't like her. He did this big apology video. Like, he did this thing the other day where he goes, I need to apologize. I did something wrong. And I thought, what on earth has he done? He wore a shirt with a tie. Yes, I did see his rebuttal to Sophie's lawyer. I did. Yeah. Very intelligent. Again, I think he's one of these people that doesn't like being around people. Just works really good on his own. And some people are like that. I'm a bit like that too. Don't like people. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to catch you all later. Thank you for joining me tonight. So if I get any news on what's happened with Christo, I'll definitely let you know. But I'm a bit concerned that it's so quiet. Because last time they were very, very keen to get excited. But they're not really, saying much this time. So that's a bit of a worry. So, all right. So thank you all for joining me. See, I put on a new shirt as well. You are one of those what? Sorry, are you now a member of the choir, are you, John? Oh, thank you. Yes, my choir. So that's why you get music notes. And then you get all the other extras, the extra little bits and pieces. But thank you all. Thank you all. Good night, and I will catch you all tomorrow. All right, see you later.